Hello and welcome. Jay Wilson Jr. here from InstantIncomeToolkit.com. And in today's marketing tip, I'm going to talk about iFrames. And it's okay if you've never heard of an iFrame or you have no idea what an iFrame is. By the end of this video, you're going to be well versed in iFrames and you're going to understand why you should be using them and why they're so powerful. A lot of web designers don't use iFrames, but as internet marketers, iFrames can be very powerful when used correctly on your sales page. Essentially, in a nutshell, an iFrame lets a web page load inside of a web page, and that may sound a little confusing, but I'll explain in more depth in just a moment. I learned about iFrames from legendary internet marketer Jermaine Griggs. I had the privilege and honor of meeting Jermaine back in February at the Idea Incubator, and that was the highlight of my trip. Prior to being able to meet Jermaine face to face, I had been in his membership site over at nitty-grittymarketing.com, where I learned a lot about internet marketing. And one of the things that Jermaine taught me there was about iFrames, and that's what I'm going to talk with you about today. But just to show you an example of what an iFrame looks like on the web page, I'm going to head over to my InstantIncomeBlueprint.com website. And on this site, right now, we're looking at the site live. You're seeing a picture of a web page, and if we scroll down, you see a video that's embedded in that web page. And so we click play on the video, and we see that the video is playing, and it's saying you need to go check your email. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video. It just looks pretty normal so far, correct? Yes. Well, actually, this video is being pulled from another page, and it's actually loaded in the background, and you're seeing it on this page. And if you look here at the web browser, at the URL, you'll notice that we're at InstantIncomeBlueprint.com/thankyou. Well, this video is actually somewhere else. I'm going to take you over here to the page that actually holds the video. And then if you take a look at your browser, you'll see that we're at an entirely separate page. We're actually at InstantIncomeBlueprint.com/videos. That's where the video is actually being pulled in from. Now you may be thinking to yourself, why not just load the video directly on the web page, or why not just embed the video on your web page? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, your page loads faster if you don't have the video on the page. You can have many iFrames on a sales page and your visitors will never even know that you're pulling information from different web pages and it's loading in different sequences. If you had a whole slew of different videos and whatnot all embedded on one page, that page wouldn't load nearly as fast. Now that's just one of the many benefits of using iFrames. Another thing that's pretty cool with iFrames is if you have a visitor on your page and you have an opt-in form that's built right into your page where they can give you their name and their email address, when they click the submit button, most of the time they're going to be redirected to a thank you page that says, thank you for subscribing, please go check your email to confirm, blah 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 blah. The problem with that is they've now left your sales page and they're no longer seeing your marketing message. Well, we don't want that to happen. So what we can do is we can actually load that opt-in form in an iFrame. And when they click that submit button, instead of them leaving your sales page, the thank you page is going to actually pop up inside of that iFrame, which is embedded in your sales page, and it can display any message that you like. You can redirect to your own custom thank you page that can say something along the lines of, thank you for subscribing, please continue to read. And then they stay on your page, they no longer see that opt-in form, and now they continue to read your sales message. That's just one of many things that you can do with an iFrame. Well, let me show you one more thing. We'll go back over to the InstantIncomeToolkit.com site, and I'm going to show you an audio player that's on the home page of this site. Now I'm going to log out of the membership area, and the audio player that I'm going to show you right now is actually an iFrame that's hidden on another page. And this is my blog. Let me just go back over to the toolkit. Give me 1 second. Alright, and here we are. And if you look right here at this player that says click to hear a personal getting started message from me. Once again, this is actually loading within an iFrame. And these elements, the only way that someone would know that this is an iFrame and not a part of the page they're looking at is if they were to view my source code. And with that, we're going to head over to Dreamweaver, where I can actually show you the source code that makes up the iFrame. Now, if you remember correctly, this is the page that we just looked at over at instantincomeblueprint.com. This is the page that had the video, but since we're actually inside of Dreamweaver, this gray box represents where the video is. Now I'm going to go into the code and I'm going to show you the actual iFrame. And as you see here, this text that's highlighted is my iFrame. My iFrame has an opening tag right here. It's the little alligator bracket iFrame and a closing tag right here. And that's the slash iFrame. That's telling the web browser this ends the iFrame statement. Now there are several attributes that the iFrame has, such as scroll, and in this case, as you can see, I said that the scroll equals no. And essentially, if I had put yes, I would have a scroll bar next to my video where the visitor could scroll up and down, but I don't want them to be able to scroll. And as a matter of fact, I don't even want them to realize that I'm having these elements pulled in from other web pages, because I don't want them going directly to those pages or trying to discover them. I just want them to think that this element is actually a part of this page, and I want them to continue on past it. And again, we see another attribute called frame border, and I put equals 0. This actually would allow you to put a border around your iFrame, and whatever you put in, whatever numerical character you put in, is going to be handled in pixels. So if I had to put 1, it would have put a border that's 1 pixel wide around my iFrame element. And again, we see here that I have a height and a width attribute, and this is telling the web browser how high and how wide I want my iFrame to be. There's height and here's width. And again, these are in pixels. So as we can see, the width of my iFrame is set to 655 pixels. That's how wide I want my iFrame to be. And you can make your iFrames as wide or as tall as you like. And as you noticed on my InstantIncomeToolkit.com site, the iFrame that was around the audio player was very small. In that case, the iFrame would not be 655 pixels wide. It may only be 30 pixels wide. Now, the final attribute that I've included in this iFrame is the source attribute. And this is telling the web browser exactly where it's going to pull the data in from, or what page I want loaded inside of my main page. And in this case, you'll see that I'm pulling in the video from instantincomeblueprint.com/videos. That's where the video is actually coming in from. So if we head back over to the blueprint, InstantIncomeBlueprint.com site, you will see that the actual site that the visitor lands on is InstantIncomeBlueprint.com/thank-you. And within the thank you page is the video. And we were just looking at the source code for this page in Dreamweaver, and you saw exactly how that iFrame was coded to pull this separate web page in within the web page. So now I hope you have a better understanding of what I mean when I said a web page within a web page. If you would like to watch more videos such as this one, or learn more about iFrames, simply head over to InstantIncomeBlueprint.com and enter in your name and email address. And from there, you'll get information about how you can access these videos and how you can watch them, and free of charge. So I'm going to bring this video to a close. I hope you've learned a lot about iFrames, and I hope that it's something that you will begin to implement in your marketing endeavors. I wish you the best. And again, this is Jay Wilson Jr. from InstantIncomeBlueprint.com signing off. I'll talk to you later.